Hello and welcome to another video from the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy. Today's video just going to be a response to a comment that was left on my video about these here plastic crates. I had said I was going to use them to start some shoots and cuttings and seeds, and someone asked, what are some of the things that you are starting? In fact, I think they asked, what are all of the things you're starting? Before I can tell you that, I got to tell you why I'm starting the things I'm starting. I have lived in Zone 8 all my life. About 10 years ago, they figured that we were a lot like Zone 9, so they started calling us 8B. Now they actually call us Zone 9A. That being the case, in the past, I have experimented with growing things that belonged in Zone 9, which was not my zone. So now I feel the need to experiment with things that grow in Zone 10, which is not my zone. Also, I am experimenting with growing things that are in zones only supposed to grow or produce in Zone 7. Now when I talk about zones, I'm talking about U.S. Department of Agriculture hardiness zones. You can type that into a search engine and it'll bring you to maps that tell you exactly what zone you yourself are in. And that's important if you're going to plant things, especially if you have limited space. Zone 10 is actually tropical. So a lot of the things I'm growing are tropical. A lot of the things are not. This right here is willow, black willow or swamp willow. They grow very big, very quick. They are a native species. They're very easy to start, and they'll work as a kind of as a defensive measure against prying eyes, because this will fill in a lot of space quick. I've also got weeping willows, which are right here, and they do the same thing. Another good benefit of weeping willows and black willows is that they're frilly and lacy, and they actually block out sun, but they allow a lot of sun through. So planting a willow next to a fruit tree protects it from the sun, and that's important. Alright, the next thing we got up here is an empty box, and then avocados. I've got 15 avocados here and 15 down below it for 30, total of 30. I've got about 25 more in the greenhouse. The ones in the greenhouse are all the way from about a foot tall to 4 feet or 5 feet tall. I don't know if they can tell what that is in there, but that's okay. Anyways, the reason I'm doing that is a man at a nursery who's in his 80s told me that avocados have always been able to grow down here. I've always been told all my life that they wouldn't, or if they would grow, they wouldn't produce fruit. Now that I know they'll produce fruit, I'm all about avocados. In fact, what I do is I go to every time I pass a store, I don't care if it's a farmer's market or a grocery store or a Walmart or a Sam's, I go in and buy some avocados. They'll all have little labels on them, say, you know, product of California, product of Florida, product of Mexico, and that's important. You want as much variety as possible. I feel like buying different ones at different stores gives me variety. And I've gotten little bitty black avocados that big and big old yellow ones that big. I know I got some variety. They're going to cross-pollinate, which is good. Alright, next thing. Okay, here at the bottom we've got lychee. I'm going to show you what a lychee looks like. These are kind of going bad because they've been around too long. And they're sticky. See if I can tear one open.
They taste like Japanese plum. Kind of.
Yeah, oh yeah, this one's still good. Look at that. These things are delicious. You'll see them on Chinese buffets. But one of my subscribers sent me some, and I was in an Asian market just a week later, and they were selling these. So I got hers planted, and I got some of these planted, and I got a bunch that same trick. I'm keeping them in the fridge just to go plant them straight in the ground as soon as winter's over.
I haven't remembered if we saw some yesterday or not. No.
I don't remember. We didn't go by there. Yeah, no, we didn't. I just threw that seed away.
Oh.
Anyways, okay. Got plenty. But anyways, that's delicious. They're good for Zone 9. The lychee is. Another one that says only good for Zone 10, very closely related, was right next to it on the shelf at the Asian market. So I bought that. It's called Rambutan. And there's no real reason to pull all that apart because they have not sprouted yet, so there's nothing to see. Right above that is grape. Now those seeds were taken from grapes at my neighbor's house that were as big as pink. Nope, the one below it. You can't see it, there ain't nothing growing in there. But his grapes are about that big and delicious. But almost every other plant on the planet is a grape. and they cross-pollinate. So even though those grape seeds came out of great big grapes, there's a good chance they're going to make little bitty sour grapes. Nothing I can do about that. If I plant enough of them, something will do good. And if they don't, I'll take cuttings off of his and splice them onto mine. Up here on this one, this is a blueberry that I really like called Legacy. Way earlier than even Premier blueberries, so I decided I need to start some of that. This is oregano that was sent to me by a subscriber, same lady that sent me the lychee nuts.
Oh.
And these are cherries. Now, cherries, if you go to a Lowe's or a Home Depot, I don't care if you live in Hawaii, they'll sell you a cherry tree and tell you it'll grow. And that's not lying. Cherry trees will grow just about anywhere, but they won't fruit unless they get sufficient chill hours. So I have never messed with growing a cherry. We've got wild cherries that grow here. They're delicious, but the cherry's only about like that. And they're like that.
Oh.
And they're always at the top of the tree where ain't nobody gonna get them but birds. So I had no desire to grow cherry trees, but we had a really bizarre winter about 4 winters ago. It got really cold for a long time. My neighbor's cherry tree sprouted and was covered with great big delicious sweet cherries. So if we ever have an oddball winter like that, I'll have cherries out here if those grow. Alright, oak. I'm starting some oak. The reason I'm starting them, there you can't see them there at the bottom there. The reason I'm starting them is the oak acorns were that big. This man at the flea market had this bucket just filled with giant acorns, and they're the kind of acorns that all you have to do is put them in the ground and they'll sprout. You don't have to trick them into thinking they went through a winter or nothing. But just in case, I put half of them in dirt, the other half is in the fridge. At the end of the winter, I'll take them out of the fridge and plant them. Same thing with red buds. I have red buds right here on top. Eastern red buds produce what is basically, there's nothing in there but dirt.
Oh.
But Eastern red buds produce basically snow peas. They're not snow peas, but they produce snow peas. They taste like snow peas, same nutritional value as snow peas, look like snow peas. And they get covered with them. So if I get those going, at least for a month or so, I'll have snow peas anytime I want them. Peaches, the same thing. I don't know if I have to trick them into thinking they went through a freeze or what, so I got half in the fridge and I put half out here. If it gets cold out here, I won't have to trick them. You know, sometimes we don't really even ever have a winter, so the things that need to be chilled before they'll sprout, they still won't sprout. Papaya. I've got papaya started. Papayas will grow here. I've got a friend that started one, kept it indoors for a year, and then put it outside and got a huge papaya tree. I'm talking 12 feet tall, loaded with papayas this big all the way from the base to the top. But before they could turn ripe, frost came and killed them. But it's okay because you can take and eat a green papaya. All you got to do is just cook it. So we had papaya pizza, we had papaya casserole, we had steamed papaya with butter on top, and nothing wrong with it. It just kind of tastes like a squash. Now what else do I have? Oh, oddball things. Right here, if you can see this, the little white things are pieces of dragon fruit. That dragon fruit has just dozens of seeds in it, and I've put it there to dry. I haven't added any water, I haven't topped off the cups. When I see that the whites has shriveled up and that's dry, I'll put a little dirt on top, add a little water. And this is what dragon fruit looks like.
It's good too to me.
Yeah, we just got finished eating it. Sliced it in half and ate the stuff out of the center of it. And these are for zone 10. Supposedly they have to be brought in the winter. But since I do have a little bit of woods to protect them, we're going to try. You can plant this, and this will make a clone of whatever it came off of. But the seeds that are in this fruit will be whatever variety this is combined with whatever variety pollinated it. So we're going to try to get some variety. Plus I'm going to try to get some more dragon fruit leaves from other people. Now another thing I've got started is tamarind. Tamarind is like I don't know if it's a legume or what, but this is what they look like. The pods look like. And it's for zone 9 and 10 supposedly. If this will be growing in zone 9, I'll be so happy. You open this, see if I can work it out without destroying it. I want you to see what this looks like. Well, kind of looks like a a kitty cat doo-doo with roots on it. But you can pull that off there like that. Tastes like a date. Very delicious. Very, very sweet. A little tartness. And from what I understand, these will grow anywhere that it doesn't get a hard freeze. And even if they do, the next year you plant more. There's one of the seeds. Well, I promise you that tastes, well, it kind of tastes like a prune and kind of tastes like a date. Oh, and here's the next thing. We got this kind of cantaloupe type of weird Asian cantaloupe, and we're getting seeds out of that. And over here, we've got guava. We're getting seeds out of guava because we do know guava will grow here because we've actually got guava trees now. That's it. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.